Hey everyone, it's Purple Haze here with another segment on Switch 2. And this video is going to be kind of a continuation of a previous video I did before. I'll link it down below, but now we kind of have the full feature set of the Switch, or at least we have more of the Switch 2 feature set than we did before. And what I want to talk about are the Joy-Cons. And particularly the aspect that they are now supposedly kind of acting like a mouse or acting as mice. I think that's super cool. And I mentioned some of the things I think that you could do with them in my previous video. But now that we officially know it, I really want to talk about not just the mice, but like for me, it's a really, really big deal. And I want to shout out Cowboy King of Entertainment in his video because he called me out to say that, hey, Purple, you have all the other consoles, you have a gaming PC. Why would you buy anything on the Switch too? And I think these Joy-Cons and the ability to switch back to a controller is one of them. And in my mind, I have two games in particular that I think are just going to work really, really well for this. One of those games is a Nintendo first party game, so you can't play it anywhere else, and that's Pikmin. You see, in Pikmin, what I've always found annoying, even from the GameCube days, is the fact that when you need to round up all the Pikmin and you have to kind of like go around and click them and pick them up and blow your whistle for them to come to you, or to self select certain Pikmin. And heaven forbid you had two different Pikmin of different types really close to each other and you had to like kind of try to separate them in the prior ones. Now it's like you can get a little bit more granular with your clicking of that Pikmin, and I think that's just super, super cool. I think it's going to make gameplay much faster, a little bit more enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, I've learned to how to like separate my Pikmin, eventually it gives you that feature and so forth. But having a mouse to get really surgical with it, it just seems like, yeah, it makes total sense. And then I can obviously go right back to playing the game with the controller, which it still plays really well with the controller. But here's another game that I am super excited to play. And I played the demo on PS5 and I loved it. And the entire time I was like, I just wish I had a mouse during certain aspects of the gameplay. And that game is Kanutsugami Path of the Goddess. And in that game, if you haven't played it, it's a wonderful, beautiful game. It's one where it has some tower defense elements with some storytelling, with some action adventure. But regardless, during the time between the nighttime and the daytime where you have to actually place your soldiers to protect against the evil spirits, you have to place your units for the battle. And though it can be done with a controller, just moving around that battle area gets a little cumbersome, and it also kind of doesn't help when you need to kind of turn something to really place the unit precisely. And it doesn't have to be super precise, right? You just need that element that's better than a controller. And then just switching right back to the controller when these spirits come and you need to fight and save the dancer lady. Like, I think that's super cool. And that's something that both neither Xbox nor PlayStation can do necessarily as smoothly as Switch 2. And so I think this opens up the opportunity for a lot of different games, and particularly potentially new ways of playing games, or even coming up with just game mechanics that aren't in existence with the ability to switch that back and forth. And so I wanted to bring this up just because everybody's like talking over it, like I'm not going to use it or not, whatnot. But for a lot of people, it's kind of hitting that sweet spot. And I know people have been able to do this with PC, but even then, sometimes it's not as smooth. And for a lot of us, we just don't want to sit at a PC and game. But let me know what you think. You think this is a cool feature? I definitely do, if you can't tell from what I'm saying. Uh and I just hope that the Joy-Cons really have the durability, or at least have better durability than the Switch Joy-Cons, because they are going to come at a pretty penny if you need to replace them. But with that said, let me know your thoughts down below. And I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the playing. All right, take care, y'all. Peace.